Okay. You're going to have a video right now and again tonight on adding rationals. Remember that rationals are numbers that have decimals or fractions that cannot be simplified to a whole number, okay, or an integer. So let's just look at some basics. Make sure you remember some of the simple rules. Things like 2.5 plus 1.5. Make sure you remember this is adding rational numbers with the same sign. These are both positives. We know that decimals have to line up. Okay, just bring the decimal straight down. So this one is 4.0. Another example, let's look at a fraction. So if we have something like -3/4 plus a -1/2. Some of the things that I know about adding fractions is, one, they have to have the same denominator, okay? And when I add two negatives, I'm really just making a larger negative number, okay? So this one will be a negative number. Common denominator of 4 and 2 is 4, so this is -3/4 plus, if I want this one to be a 4, this is times 2 times 2. Okay? And if I have 3 reds plus 2 reds, that's where this one came from, and that's that one. So I have -5/4, but that is not simplified. Okay. 4 can go into 5 one time with 1 left over. This is the answer I would look for. This one will not be on star. This is the one that would be on star. Okay. Let's look at one problem that is different signs. Let's make sure you remember it. Now, the thing is people try to make this harder than it is. It is the same rules that you've been doing with integers. So the last unit, when you were working with your integers, you have to know those rules. That's why we start with it in 7th grade. Integers is not the 7th grade TEK, rationals is. But if you don't know your integer rules, you're not going to be able to do your rational stuff. So let's look at 4.5 plus a -7.5. Okay. Once again, I'm adding decimals. Okay, so I know decimals are going to line up. Okay, but let's look at this on a number line, and then I'll show you the math for it. Okay, so we have draw it. Okay, so here's your number line. You're starting at 4.5, so we're right here. Now we're adding a negative, so this means to go left because it is a negative. So we're going to go backwards 7.5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then here's our half. So the answer to this one would be -3. Okay. Just to do this mathematically, I know that my rule for adding different signs is you look at them and I say, okay, well, my 7 is negative, so I'm going to subtract them. So I'm going to say 7.5 minus 4.5 is 3.0, and I'm going to take the sign of the larger number, which was this one. So this is a negative 3. Okay. Most of your stuff is within reason of drawing a number line. That's what I suggest. You could even picture it with your counters again. Okay. That's all we're going to do for right now. I'll do a couple of more problems for you tonight for your flip video. We'll look at some more fractions. That's the one that y'all struggle with the most, is the fractions. So I will post some practice problems for you tonight.